All right, everybody, how's it going? Eating a biscuit. Well, not a biscuit, a roll. Let's go ahead and start up the game. There we go. So we're playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, as you can see. And today is going to be a pretty short stream day. There we go. Let me finish off this roll. I guess I should open this up too. There we go. There we are. All right, so I feel like I'm forgetting something. Hey, Private Time Cap. How's it going, man? I gotta do some math. I gotta remember that I have to do a little math after the stream. Math, man. All right, there we go. My hands are free now. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot more normal. One moment. How's it going? Hopefully I wasn't muted. I said hi to YouTube Private for Tomcat. Oh, I don't think I was muted. I had to blow my nose. Pretty sure that's when I muted. One moment. There we go. Yeah, today is definitely an exception at this ridiculous. Definitely is an exception. Be a lot earlier tomorrow. Let's see. Me. Crap, it's one of those days. All right, so I really still feel like I'm forgetting something. But I just can't remember what it is. I'd figure I'd look around at stuff until I maybe remember. Continue the lobster hunt, which I think I have almost all of them. Missions. I got 91 of 99. Yeah, it's fine, Sword. I figured we'd just wait till after New Year's before we start doing that again. It is no rush at all. Hey Daily, how's it going, man? See, one thing I'm worried about is that there's something down here, and I just don't want to look down here really, because I spent like so long looking down here back before they even let them spawn in. No movie night tonight, Soren. Don't worry about it. We'll start it back up after New Year's in a few days. Snow outside? No. It's been in the 70s for the past few days here. So here, let me see what that is in Celsius. Let's see, 70. I don't remember, like. Here, let's look it up. All right, weather history. Here we go. So yesterday, wait, can I just like see a list? Calendar, here we go. Yeah, so here's what it was like since December 23rd. 76, 78, 78, 79, 80, 74, 74. So, to put that in perspective, 80 Fahrenheit, no, 80 F to C. It should understand that. So 80 is 26 degrees Celsius, 26.6. And 76 is 24 degrees Celsius. So, yeah, it's kind of it's been going around somewhere between 74 at the lowest on the 22nd And then 76, 78, 78, 79, 80, 74, 74. So it's been 26.6 degrees Celsius on the high end and 23.3 Celsius on the low end per daily highs. But yeah, like it was 60 degrees in the middle of the night. And so it was like, for instance, on the 27th, it was, oh, let me just reopen the closed tab. On the 27th, it was 26.6 during the day and 15.5 during night, in the like at the coldest point of the day in Celsius. So yeah, that is well and truly very far away from freezing enough, being cold enough to make snow. Seems hot. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you live in Georgia, man. There won't be snow this year. Very unlikely there'll be snow this year. There was snow last year. Basically, it snows once every 5 years or so. So it'd be very unlikely for it to be snowing again right away. On average, it snows once every 5 years or so. So there's about a probably 20% chance of snow every year. For at least one day or so, maybe. Last year was like historic though, because it didn't, I think it was last year, right? It didn't just snow. The snow actually stuck to the ground, which is super rare. So it snowed, and then in the morning there was snow on the ground, and I was like, "Oh wow, that's pretty fancy." That kind of thing doesn't tend to happen. Though tonight it's supposed to start getting colder again. Because 80 degrees Fahrenheit is also high for this time of year. Not that it doesn't happen, but it, that does happen. As obvious, like I did yesterday. Not or whatever day I said it. Might have been yesterday now. I don't remember. But tonight is finally gonna be a night where it's gonna drop in temperature, but it's still not gonna become freezing tonight. It's not gonna get cold enough for water to freeze. That's the other thing too, is that one of the reasons why there's such a low chance of snow is because the only real times that it will become freezing is at night. Yeah, tonight not being one of those nights. Let me check the upcoming weather. Tell you if it's going to happen at any point. Well, if it says it's going to happen at any point, because it's supposed to start cooling off this week again after this heat wave we had. Tomorrow night. It says tomorrow night it's supposed to get below freezing. But if I check it, it's only going to be below freezing for what is this? Maybe 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours. So as you can see, like, it will get below freezing, but it's only going to be below freezing for like 1 hour to 1.5 hours, which means it would have to like rain right there in that 1.5 hour window. And because when it gets colder, precipitation tends to reduce the odds of happening. Like that 1 hour window is just so unlikely to have snow. That's how most nights are that get freezing here. Most nights that get freezing here, it's only freezing for anywhere between an hour to like 2 hours or so. But then there's maybe like 10 nights or so where a year it feels like where it'll be freezing most of the night. Where like, you know, from a few hours after sundown till morning, it'll be freezing. That only happens like a dozen or so times a year, I guess. That's a guess. I don't know if that's actually the average, but that's what it feels like from my memory. Like it just doesn't really happen that often. And being below freezing in the middle of the day, those are historic events. That type of thing only happens here once in a blue moon type of thing. That is a very rare thing for that's like the sky is falling basically. Look, they closed the schools. Snow is so rare here that if the snow sticks on the ground, they will close the schools in our whole city because there's a half an inch of snow on the ground. Like literally, they'll be like, "Oh, there's a half an inch of snow. We can't handle this shit. It's too much. Oh God, everyone's gonna die. Close everything down. It's the fucking apocalypse." They got kids in other places. They got kids digging tunnels to school like dwarves. They got to dig tunnels to school through snow. In Georgia, they get like a half an inch and they're like, "Nah, fuck that shit. We're done. It's over. Game over, man. Kiss your asses goodbye. We're all gonna die. Shut everything down." All right. Haven't found any more lobsters today. Been looking half-heartedly for a few minutes and haven't found anything. What is this bull malarkey? Let's see. Nowadays, I figure kids probably make memes kind of thing. Let's find out. And the funny thing is that motherfuckers will be dressing like that. It'll be like 50 degrees or something, and motherfuckers, they got like the beanies and their jackets and their jeans or multiple layers of clothing and stuff like that. And I'll be walking around in a short and t-shirt because I'm from up north, and motherfuckers will look at me like I'm weird. Like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's still wearing his short and t-shirt and sandals. And this is from last year, basically. This is from last year, because the snow did stick last year, but anywhere the sun could reach, the snow did not survive, right? So if the sun reached that spot, the snow would melt. But if it was like in shade, we had snow during the day. This tends to be how it sticks. Now, last year it was such a historic amount of snow, probably the most snow that's been down here in like 30 something years, I think, that there was actually snow in the sun. But typically when it does snow once every 5 years or so, this is how it is, where wherever the sun is, there's no snow, and wherever there is no sun, there's snow. Like we're right in that in that fancy zone where I'm sure everyone has experienced that. Everyone's seen that at some point in their life, where, because you know, anyone who deals with snow has seen that at some point in their life, where and we're in a hotter part of Georgia, by the way, too. So everyone who's seen that, yeah, here we go. Here's another meme. 1 inch of snow. It's the fucking apocalypse in Georgia if there's 1 inch of snow. But because at some point, yeah, there we go. At some point during every year, if that gets snow, it gets to the point where it's just barely cold enough to have snow in the shade. That is how our snow tends to be here, where it's just barely cold enough. If it sticks, I should say, if it sticks, it's just barely cold enough to stick in the shade, basically. But it melts pretty much still instantly in the sun. But most of our snowstorms that we have, the snow falls, but it just melts as soon as it touches anything. Like it never actually sticks to anything. It just falls and then melts. Yeah. See, this is up north of us. Atlanta is like way further, way warmer. I mean, colder than where I am right now. Pray for Atlanta. It's like fucking. This is it. Yeah. Snowpocalypse 2.0. This is basically how Georgia reacts to the snow. Pray for Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah, this is a picture from a news article about people traveling to see the snow in Georgia. Like they're excited, like Georgians being like, "Oh my God, you know, like a couple counties up north, the snow stuck. Let's go." My kid's like, "Wow, look at the snow." You fucking look at the background. That's basically how it ends up going, unironically. There's barely enough snow to make a fucking snowball, and they're like, wow. So yeah, last year, I think it was last year, was like historic. It was like the worst snowstorm we've had in I don't think I've ever been here. I've been here for like as long as I've been in Georgia. There's never been a snowstorm like that. And yeah, so it's like a once in a lifetime snowstorm type of thing from last year. So there were actual, like, people actually built snowmen last year. Like, I went outside and I was like, holy shit. Most of them were like baby size, but there was a few full size ones too. Like, holy shit, look at that. Well, when I say full size, I mean like as large of like as like maybe a 12-year-old child or something like that, right? Like something that the parents and the children probably built together, but it's only about as big as a child. That's still impressive. That's not something you see down here. Yeah, it's funny, Daily. Like, they tried to send me home to school one day when I was a kid. So the first few years I moved from Savannah, I moved from St. Louis, Missouri. There we go. I moved from St. Louis, Missouri. No. I moved from St. Louis, Missouri to the Illinois, and then we moved from the Illinois. And so we were still up north living in the Illinois, and then we moved down here to Georgia. And excuse me. And when we moved down here and I was going to school, I unironically got sent home from school once because I wasn't wearing enough clothing. And I'm like, and because I was a little bit of a problematic child when I was a kid, I called the teacher retarded. The teacher's like, where are your clothing? Like, why would your parents let you dress like that? I was like, this is what I wanted to wear. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's cold today. I was like, it's not that cold, and besides, we're inside the whole day. What does it matter? Like, no, you need to start dressing warmer. And so as a punishment, she tried to send me home. So I was like, are you retarded? Like, you're gonna send me outside? You're gonna send me outside because you think I'm not dressed warm enough? What kind of retarded thing is that? And I got in more trouble because I was calling the teacher retarded, and the kid snickered. But that was the last time she tried to send me home. Guess what I wore the next day? Shorts and a t-shirt. The very next day I came to school and I wore a shorts and a t-shirt again. And she looked at me. I was like, y'all sent a note home. This is how she feels about it. Like, you're gonna be hearing from my mom soon. And my mom did call them up eventually, and she was pissed. My mom is not the type of, my mom is very loud. And she gets very angry and very loud with people who do stupid shit. And so she was very angry with them. Like, I can't remember all the shit she said. Basically, like, why the fuck did you send my son home? Because he wasn't wearing, like, he wears whatever the fuck he wants. We were, like, basically saying the same thing I was saying. I don't think she called them retarded, though, like I did. Shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah, that'd have been funny if she actually came to school and bitched him out like in flip-flops, like, too, because, like, I at least was wearing shoes. I was wearing shoes because, you know, that's not appropriate. You're not supposed to wear freaking flip-flops to school. But most of the time I went to school, I did wear jeans and a t-shirt. But that day, I was like looking through my clothes and I was like, I'm gonna wear shorts today. So I just wore shorts. And then the next day, because the fucking teacher was trying to be smart with me, I made sure to wear shorts intentionally. Just to rub that shit in. Just show her how much power like she has over me. Like I was pulling the Bane on her. I was pulling the Bane. You think this gives you power over me? Like when she's but that's probably my anti authoritarian behavior is probably one of the reasons why I got into trouble so much when I was a kid. I did not respect the authority of ignorant authority figures. Just because I was like, when I was a kid, just because someone was supposedly an authority figure did not mean that they were going to get my respect. I would call them stupid. Like, no, I'm going to do this instead. And then they're like, no, this is what you're supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, why? And then they would look at me like I'm stupid. Like, because I told you. It's like, nope, no, I'm doing it this way. Like, what do you, like, why? Like, they like shocked that I would be why. Like, genuinely, they could convince me to do the thing they wanted me to do, but they had to tell me why the thing they wanted me to do was worth doing. If I thought it was stupid, I just didn't do it. It got me into trouble all the time.
I shall impart my knowledge.
I was not a model student when it came to my behavior. I got really good grades, but when it came to my behavior, I got in trouble a lot because I just didn't respect authority figures. Which is the reason why, as an adult, I'm so anti-leftist now. Because the left has shown themselves to be highly authoritarian tyrants. Which is basically calling them tyrants, but you know, that's what they are. They're that bad. I don't respect incompetent authority figures, which is also the reason why I just dislike politicians. Though I do I'm not as prickly as I was, let's say. I guess that's the best way to say it. I'm not as prickly as I was when I was a kid. I prickled. And I was a rebel without a cause, basically. And you didn't want to give me a cause by simply saying that saying some stupid shit to me that didn't make sense. And then refusing to explain it to me because you thought I should do it regardless. That wasn't gonna fucking work when I was a kid, and there was just no way. Even when we were in Ganglion, we heard rumors of her cruelty. But this is one of the reasons why they have uniforms and shit nowadays, right? Like, they want children to conform more and more. They want to make sure they weed out the anti-conformists such as myself, and increase the odds that they'll conform. The problem is that it was literally impossible for them to make me conform without violence because of my ridiculously abusive childhood. Like, I wasn't scared of anybody. They're like, oh, we'll put you in timeout. And it's like, oh God, timeout. Oh no, what will I do? They're like, that's it. Go stand in the corner. I was like, no, I don't think I will. Like, what? Like, make me. Like, I got in a lot of trouble. They're like, no, make me. Why don't you make me? Teachers weren't allowed to, like, put their hands on children in a lot of the places I went to when I was an older child. And it was like, well, how the fuck could they discipline me when I'm like, no, I don't agree with what you're saying, and I don't like that you're trying to force me to do things I don't want to do. They say she tortures prisoners of war to death and also slaughters native people without orders just to see the torment in their faces. I've seen even the cruelest ganglion soldier look repulsed upon learning that they've been transferred into her unit. That said, I've also seen some request to join her forces just so they could unleash their unbridled bloodlust as savage prone. Thanks to you and Piers, everything concluded safely. My deepest gratitude to you. And as for Prasta blah blah blah, well, I never imagined he'd rise to the occasion in a time of crisis. Frankly, I'd always thought he was a complete fool, but it seems I may have been mistaken. Perhaps it's time I gave him a more important job. Does that scare you? Don't worry. Knowing him, I'm sure he'll excavate some voltant that no one else would have been able to find. Excavate voltant. But yeah, my life as a student would have been a lot easier if I just went along. I definitely don't recommend being as rebellious as I was as a kid. But that's the thing, like that's on top of all the things that I already had. I was also very stubborn, and I was also willing to be incredibly uncomfortable, and that combination of things just led to me always getting into trouble. The fact that I didn't respect authority figures just because they were authority figures. The fact that I did not fear them because there was nothing they could do to me. Even the ones who did use physical violence on me wouldn't hurt me in a way to where it would leave permanent marks because they knew they would get in serious trouble. You know, this is after, of course, I got out of those places where all the fucked up shit was happening. And on top of that, I just was perfectly fine with being very uncomfortable. And when you have all those, that combination of things, it just leads to a child who is going to get themselves in a lot of trouble with authority figures. Example of what I mean by incredibly uncomfortable is that, you know, that's how in my later childhood, after I got out of those other places that were like torturing children, in my later childhood, you know, I was in places that would try to discipline children with discomfort, basically. Putting them in timeout, putting them in a quiet room, taking away their privileges and things like that, suspending them and things so that their parents are mad at them, things like that. None of that worked on me, and it was because I just did not care if I was uncomfortable. I know that sounds weird, but it probably had something to do with all the abuse I went through. I don't really know. But, let's see. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, here's an example. So, I've always been pretty tall. Like, by the time I was 14, I was 6 foot. I was my full-grown height. I was 6'3" at the age of 14, and obviously, someone who's 6'3", when they sit in a car seat, their legs are cramped. even when I put the car seat all the way back, in most cars, my legs are cramped. But what I would do is I wouldn't even put the car seats back. So if I would get in a car that I hadn't been in, I would just get into the car, my knees would be up against the dash, and I just put my seatbelt on with my knees stuck up against the dash, and I would just sit there. And like the person in the car would be like, they would look at me like I was retarded. They're like, you can put the seat back. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm fine. I actually sometimes would have to be told to like, just put the seat back. Because really what I was doing was not safe. And that is eventually why I did get in the habit of putting the seat back, is because if I was the passenger and my knees were like that, it just wasn't safe. Like if I got in a car accident, it would break my legs like really bad. And but even knowing that, even being told that, it's like, oh no, if you get in a car accident, you're gonna break your legs pretty bad. And I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. And so I started trying to do it more on my own. But even doing that, sometimes it just wouldn't bother, and I would just sitting there with my knees all scrunched up, and if no one told me to do it, I'd just be like, yeah, I'm fine. But if someone told me to do it, I wouldn't refuse to do it. If they were like, you know, if they asked me, you know, that's what I should say, is when I'd be like more like, oh, I'm fine. And sometimes I would just do it because I'm like, oh yeah, sure. But then, but if an adult told me to do it, I would do it. And that's because I was explained that it was dangerous, and so, you know. That was a thing that I just didn't have trouble doing, because I understood why they wanted me to do it, which was for my own personal comfort most of the time, and sometimes for my safety, which both reasons it's like I see as, I understand they're valid reasons where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So I would comply. But that's an example, like, of me being like weird, right? Like, I had to feel like there was a legitimate reason, which was, at first, the legitimate reason I thought for most people was because they were concerned about my comfort. And then, you know, there was the safety concern combined with that later on. So I didn't have a problem doing that for people, but for a while there, people had to ask me to do it or tell me to do it. I just wouldn't do it on my own because I didn't care. Like, if I was suffering, I really genuinely did not care. And my assumption, I don't know why that is exactly, but my assumption is because of all the abuse I went through as a child. I mean, like, literally sun up to sundown, often throughout the night too. I'd be being abused. So my guess is that I just didn't look at discomfort the way as a normal person would. That's just a guess, though. I haven't found a single red lobster. I have a feeling they're not in traditional places anymore. That they're in some weird place like up there and whatnot. And on and all the places that I don't want to recheck because it took me so long to check them the first time. But yeah, I was definitely a weird kid because of all the stuff I went through as a kid. I should say, through the earlier parts of my childhood, all the stuff I went through made me a weird kid when I got old and became an older kid. That's my guess. I can speak with authority though when it comes to the reason why I wasn't afraid of authority figures in those schools and whatnot was specifically because it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do to me? Like, you think I'm scared of you? That definitely was because of the shit I went through when I was younger, where I was like, just no. It's funny too because I did have a few teachers try to get a little abusive with me because they figured out what was going on because I told them. I explained to them that I'm not scared of them. But it was never something so bad, like I said, as to leave lasting damage. And so I just basically laughed at them and then they would stop. Now, yeah. I really don't want to check down there. I have a feeling I'm in like some kind of weird state now. I've looked hard enough to where I think I've hit like a fake wall again. So let me see if there is a second fake wall. Xenoblade X lobster guide, I guess. Yeah, let's see. Says no, this is just a list of all the locations. You know what? Let's go to 40. What was it? 41? 51? I don't remember. I think it was 48. Let's go to 48 and see if it says 49, I guess, actually, and see if it says there's a note that this only appears after finding 48. No. So the 49th one, it shows exactly where it appears, but it does not explain why it, like when that appears. So we're skipping that. Let's find a different link here. Here we go. Some lobsters cannot be reached without a skill. The lobsters have a few small difficult spots. After collecting the first 48 lobsters, the 49th will appear in the South LA. The cutscene will play, and the next 50 will spawn. Okay. So I should be able to find the 99. They should have spawned it. And I'm just not seeing them then. Yeah, it says after the cutscene plays, the next 50 will spawn. So yeah, they're in here. They exist. The last how many? Hold on, let me close this. The last 8. No. Yeah, 8, because it said the last 50 will spawn. Last 8 lobsters are there. I just haven't noticed them. sneaky. Sons of bitches. What you doing sneaking around? The thing is, all the places I've checked since they spawned in the next 50, there's not really, like me checking here a little bit more thoroughly, I'm pretty sure there's no lobsters in here. I've checked this place enough. I'm pretty sure that I've checked most places enough that any of the remaining ones are probably in weird locations, like underneath this, like type of weird, like somewhere beneath here in the middle of one of these like things or some shit. And I'm just stubborn. I really do not want to feel like checking all of these under thingies, and I really don't feel like checking up here either. Not here, because I've checked most of this stuff again after the thing. But like here, like this place here. Hey, gamer boy. I definitely, like, I've gone through this whole thing both ways, looking for any lobsters. You know, like checking all these locations like this on the platforms and whatnot, and I just don't feel like doing that again. That it takes a long time to circle the city checking all that stuff. And the same, like on this little ledge here, I've went through the whole city, and then on this ledge here, I went through the whole city, and then on this ledge here, I went through the whole city, and I just don't feel like doing that again. Like, maybe at some point in the future I'll feel like doing it, but I just keep hoping I'm gonna find them somewhere else. Like, yeah, it's my Merry Christmas suit. It's like, ho, 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 Merry Mechmas. I have a mech now, and presents. My presents, weaponry, ammunition. Spent ammunition. I give presents to monsters in this game. Another location that I haven't fully checked, but I have checked a little bit, is the alleys. Like, this is another area where I've thoroughly explored previously before I knew that they would spawn in the other half later on. Just checking all the game's alleys. Hey. Oh, you know what I should do?
Hey.
No
Wait,
way.
was that during the day? Change time. I guess I should save too. Why not? Power Rangers, huh? People still watch the Power Rangers? Yep, there it is. I thought I saw a thingy. My primary gift for Christmas is justice.
That's awesome.
I'm giving justice out to people.
Hey.
No way. Now then.
So this will give me a little bit of an
Friends,
opportunity to look
listen.
for lobsters.
Well,
There we go. Because I haven't
Here?
explored yet for nighttime yellow dialogue.
Now then.
I'm gonna spend a few minutes looking around for nighttime yellow dialogue, and at the same time maybe stumble across a lobster in an alley.
just between us. Listen well.
Listen. You serious?
That's crazy.
You hear? That's right, yeah?
Listen.
What am I, Batman?
Hey.
Basically.
Just between us?
Could you imagine a Batman style Santa? Where instead of giving gifts to people, he just whoops people's asses for Christmas. So instead of giving, you know, gifts to the good children type of thing,
serious?
he's like,
That's
he
crazy.
seeks out, he actively seeks out the people on the naughty list and just whoops their ass.
Well,
Like that would be an interesting Christmas. You know, he doesn't kill them or anything, right? It's Batman style. He just whoops their ass. Tries to put them in Arkham. Parents wake up all confused about where their delinquent child is. It's like, no, Santa got him again. Damn it.
Listen.
Listen. Oh, hey.
To you too. The hell's going on here? What are you doing here, my man? Could you imagine someone choosing to sleep in such a weird location and then they wake up and there's just some person standing over them? Like, what the fuck?
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Heading into the residential area. There we go. Gotta get the itch. Nighttime town music is annoying. It is okay though. I can't hear the game very well right now. See, I'm worried that there's also like one in a crack like this here that I might not be able to see. Oh hell. Oh hell. You can't jump in water in this game. You have to swim out.
Unbelievable.
A frog like Kermit the Frog daily? Like Chris Hansen telling Kermit, have a seat, Kermit.
Listen.
And it turns out he's looking for like he's staying in the Miss Piglet area, so instead of going for he's going for piglets. So he's like trying to find piglets. So why did you send these messages to the piglets? Like, oh, poor Kermit, man. What the fuck happened to you, man? Everyone used to love you, Kermit, man. What did you do? I just noticed that I'm on max, so I don't know how long I've been maxed. But these guys go into the trash and they're replaced with new guys. Alright, let's see. Who do we got here? He's 15. And there was one other 15er. Wait, was there? Maybe it was the one that I'm already have on my party. Everyone else is 16. Yeah, maybe I guess it was her. And I imagined it. Alright, who's the lowest 16er? So Fog, I guess, is one of the lowest. Next.
1, 2, 3.
It's daytime. It'd be terrible. I'm sure someone will eventually do something like that with AI or something, and then there'll be like an outrage where like people are like, how could you do that to Kermit the Frog? I was like, bro, Kermit the Frog is a fictional character. Calm the fuck down.
Great, go Volga.
Listen. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, you. I'm sorry about that, you. Sorry I ignored you. I thought you were trying to advertise art to me, that you draw me art. But I'm good. I appreciate the offer, man. I haven't done any of the online stuff yet. I need to start engaging with that, but before I do, I want to like look into what it is, because it just doesn't seem like the online stuff is that interesting. Because like I thought it would be like online missions where everyone does an exclusively online mission, but it feels more like it does have that, but it also feels more like it's focused on recruiting online people or something like that into your world. So I actually haven't ever really done the online thing. All I really do for the online is I go to rewards division, and then I claim salvage tickets and things like that. But I'm pretty close. I probably should start with the online stuff. I just need to read, because like if it makes it so that people come into my world, I'm not really interested in that. I want to finish my own quests. But if it's just NPC versions of other people, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah.
And if it's that you can do missions together that are exclusively online, then I definitely want to engage with that a little bit. Excuse me. So basically all it's going to take for me to do the online stuff is to remember while not streaming to look into it. I just always forget to look into it. All right. I think that's going to be it for today. No additional lobsters beyond the one that I found pretty much right away, I think it was.
That's amazing.
Here. Suspicious. Also, not a lot of nighttime only yellow texts that I thought I would have found more. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Oh, you know what? One area I should do, though I'm not gonna do it right now. I should check up here. Oh, not up here. I meant to say up here. There we go. I should check up here. My brain got reverse rude. I should check up here for like nighttime dialogue. But not right now, because I'm gonna go ahead and go for the day. So you don't have to go online, completely go online, just scout. Yeah, I'll look into it. That's my plan, is I'll look into it and try to figure out how that whole system works and start engaging with the online mechanics. Because I originally played this on the Wii U. I never beat it though. I just played it. Well, I'm further now than I got in the Wii U version of the game. I'm further ahead of it now, but in the I played it. I don't even really remember how much I played it on the Wii U. I know I just never got close to finishing the game, and then I was like, then the Switch came out and all that stuff, and then I was like, oh, I hope they port it to the Switch. I want to wait for a ported version to the Switch, so I never finished it on the Wii U. And
by the way,
got another lobster. Look at that. I only got 7 more lobsters to find. Yeah, wait for the Switch port and all that. And when I did play it on the Wii U, if I remember correctly, there wasn't an online component anymore. Like that component of the game did not exist anymore. It was like turned off or something. And I was like, oh, that sucks. So I never got to experience that, which is one of the reasons I was waiting for a port so that I could experience it. So I definitely will engage with that mechanic at some point because I want to. You played it on C-Moot? That's cool. That was probably the best way to play it back in the day because it would run a lot better than on the Wii U. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream today, and I'll be back tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel. Actually, I'll be back a lot earlier tomorrow than I was today. Today is a little late. a little later than I normally am. But I'll be here tomorrow. A lot earlier, and we'll get more done in the game. I didn't really do much of anything. I just found a few lobsters all today because I didn't plan on streaming for that long. But we'll get it done. And I'll probably do a few of the green quests outside of town that are left, and then or start on some of those orange quests that I have that are around my level and whatnot. Some of those orange quests, because they give additional interesting bonuses. Plus, they're voice acted, so they're a lot more exciting to do. So you guys have a nice night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hope to see you guys next time I stream, which will be tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel. Be there, be square. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out, especially for this super short stream here. Take care of yourselves, everyone. It's nice seeing you all. Enjoy New Year's. It's only a few days away, but hey, I'll be here tomorrow to tell you to enjoy it again. Later, everyone. Good night. Bye.